Welcome back to the Habs Podcast, guys. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome to the 2024 Bracket Challenge.
Yeah, our first ever bracket challenge. This is gonna be so interesting. Always, it's gonna be such a fun playoffs. It's a tight race between a lot of good teams. So now let's start with the West. All right, we'll start with the West, and we'll start with a hell of a matchup between the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. Who do you think is gonna win that series?
Listen, man, I think this is going to be a very good series. I mean, I can't even believe Vegas was the second wild card, but I feel like, I think with injuries and stuff, but I got Vegas in six.
Vegas in six. Perfect.
Yeah, I got Vegas pulling the upset on the Dallas
Yeah.
Stars.
I agree with you. I think Vegas is going to win. I'm going to go in 7 games. Dallas is a pretty good team. I saw that they have 10 point scorers that have over 10 players that have over 47 points. A great depth team, but I think still Vegas has the edge because they won the cup last year. They have a great defense and they even had Anathan and Ertl at the trade deadline. And I think the goaltending factor is going to be really important, like the battle between Ottinger and Hill. So I think, yeah, it might. I think it's gonna go to 7 games, and I think it could go either way. But I'm picking Vegas because I think on paper and experience, they're a little better.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, now
let's-
yeah. So now let's move on to the next matchup here. Um, it's who do you got? Winnipeg versus the Colorado Avalanche.
I got the Winnipeg Jets, but it's gonna be a close series. I think it's gonna go to 7 games. Another series I think is going to go to 7 games. First of all, I think Colorado Avalanche are a team with a lot of experience. We know they got a big star power. You know, Nathan McKinnon, Kale McCarr. But I think Winnipeg this year, man, they're just such a deep team. I love their top six, their bottom six. I don't even hate their defense, not that bad. And the key factor in this series that I think is going to push Winnipeg over Colorado is the goaltending. I think Hellebuck is better than both Colorado's goaltender, no matter if they use Georgiev or Anunen. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado wins in like 5 because like they're such an experimented team and they won the cup just 2 years ago. But I'm gonna go with the Jets in 7. This is probably one of the best series out there, so gonna be interesting to watch. What about you?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna agree. This is a very good series, and I also got Winnipeg in seven. But I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado takes it because, like you said, they were champs 2 years ago, and they got a lot of skill powers. But I just like overall like the depth of Winnipeg on each line. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and
go with Winnipeg in.
and also I just wanted to say the season series between Winnipeg and Colorado was dominated by Winnipeg. Winnipeg won the last game between those two 7-0. So that's another reason why I'm putting Winnipeg over Colorado. But anyways, what do you think about Canucks against Predators?
Listen, man, I'm gonna go with the Canucks in six. I know the Nashville Predators are a pretty good team, but in my opinion, I really like the way the Canucks have been playing this year. I like their goaltending. I like their power play. I'm gonna go with them in six.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also got the Canucks and I also got them in 6. I think Nashville is not going to be an easy opponent. They are a team that surprised a lot of people this year. And this is why I'm not putting Canucks in 5 and more in 6 because, like, Nashville is like, whenever people think they're dead, they just come back. And they have Roman Yossi. UC Saros can still a couple game this series. Philip Forsberg has been incredible point per game season. But still, like you said, the Canucks are just too good, man. Like, what a team, what a top six. Elias Pettersson, GT Miller, Brock Bezer. Just an all around great team. They have good depth pieces Garland, Mikheyev, Suter. And also, they have the best pairing in the league, in my opinion, Ronik Hughes. And like you said, just a really great goaltender in Demko.
Yeah. So now let's move on to the next series here in the West. The Oilers versus the Kings, man. Who do you got?
Oilers against Kings. I think it's gonna be the Oilers again. I mean, at this point, it's just like it keeps happening. We always think like, oh, maybe the Kings can win, maybe they can surprise, maybe Kopitar and Dano can shut down McDavid and Draisaitl, and it just never happens, you know. And I don't understand why, but I think the Kings have a great defense. Like Dowdy is great defensively. They have Gavrikov, Matt Roy, Mickey Anderson, but I still think like the Oilers like they keep figuring out the Kings game. You know, the Kings play a 1-3-1. A lot of people are saying that, but the Oilers always figure out that system. You know, and I just think it's gonna happen again. And until the
Yeah,
Kings
man.
prove me wrong, it's gonna happen again. What about you?
Yeah, man, same. I got the Edmonton Oilers in six. You know, I used to think that the Kings have a shutdown defense, but at the same time, you have to think about it, man. That offensive power of McDavid, like just him itself, is gonna be hard to handle. And now you also got Drysdale in that mix. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm going with Edmonton in six.
for sure. Now you just need to select the games. In how many games did you say for Dallas Vegas? You said
Yeah,
six.
I got Vegas in six.
Okay,
Then I got
seven,
Winnipeg in
six. All right,
in six.
it's good. I selected everything. Okay. So now let's move on to the East. So, lots of good matchups in the East. What do you think about Tampa, Florida? First of all.
Wow, man, this is going to be a really good series in my opinion. You know, even though Tampa Bay was a first wild card, I mean, they still got that veteran, like that experience. They still got a
Oh,
great
totally.
team, and in my opinion, I'm gonna go with the Florida Panthers though. I think they're a well-rounded team, and I'm gonna go with Florida in six.
Okay. Well, I thought a lot about that series this morning. I was actually like, if there's one series I'm not sure who's going to win, it's Florida against Tampa Bay because, like you said,
Yeah,
Tampa Bay for me they're not a wild card team. They're much better than a wild card team, and I think Vasilevsky is the X factor in that series, man. If he performs like he performed in 2020, 2021, Tampa Bay actually has a huge chance to win. But if he just performs
yeah,
like this year, like average and consistent, then Florida's going to win. This is the X factor of this series. It's still so hard to tell for me. Like, Florida has a hell of a team. They have
yeah,
Matthew Kachuk in attacks, Sam Reinhart, Alexander Barkov, Sam Bennett. They have good depth pieces and also a great defensive system under Paul Maurice, and a great goaltender in Sergei Bobrovsky. But yeah, it's going to be really close. Like you said, Tampa Bay has experience. They have the Hart Rose winner in Kucherov. They have veterans that can step up their game. They even added a Duclair in their top six, and he's been really good for them. And he
yeah,
has brought them the energy they needed to have. But I think the difference in this series is I think Florida's defense is better than Tampa's defense. I think both teams have experience. I think it's going to go to 7 games, but at the end of the day, I think Florida just a little better. But it might even go to overtime in 7. So I'm going with Florida.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, now let's move on to the next year, man. Boston versus Toronto.
Ooh.
Who do you got?
Yeah, this is a hell of a series starting tomorrow. So we learned William Nylander and Bobby McMahon might not play game 1, but like even with that, you know what? I'm going with Boston. I'm going in 7 games. I think his history is just gonna repeat itself. Um, like Toronto just hasn't proved me they can beat Boston, and Boston has swept Toronto in the season series 4-0. They're gonna be able to win a few games if Toronto Stars play form well, like they can push it to 7. But I think the difference is gonna be the defense, the culture Boston has, the system they've been employing. And I just think like in the past, like too many times, we always think Toronto can win against Boston, and it never happens. So, and also the
Yeah.
goaltending, like Joseph Wall or Ilya Samsonov. I think they're going to start Samsonov in game 1 because Wall has not been really good as of late. I would have started Wall, but like I understand if they go with Samsonov, goaltending is going to be a huge factor. So I think in 7 games, but I think Boston they just proved they're better. What about you?
Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, me too, man. I gotta go Boston with seven. And I also feel like I don't know, man. Austin Matthews, like yes, he had a 69 goal season, but when it comes to the playoff, I feel like I don't even see him on the ice,
Yeah,
and he hasn't.
especially in games
And
that
no,
matter.
yeah, and I don't want to disrespect him, but like I feel like he needs to step up to prove me wrong. He has to step up, and I don't know if he's gonna do it, but I got Boston in
Yeah.
seven.
And Marner's another guy that's gonna have to step up. But anyways, let's move on to the New York Rangers against the Washington Capitals too. So basically the Capitals barely qualified as a wildcard team while having a minus 38 goal differential. They're against the present trophy winners, the New York Rangers. Who do you got?
Listen, I love going for the underdog teams, but I gotta admit though, I got the Rangers in five. I just, the Rangers are their offense is so good to me, and also their defense, their goaltending. And I also have a question for you: who would you start as a goaltender? Would you start Shuskinin or Quick?
That's a good question. I think both goalies have been great this year, but I think recently Shesterkin has picked it up. And I think that
Yeah.
also Shesterkin, like he performed well in the 2022 playoffs. He performed well in the 2023 playoffs. He's proved he can perform in the playoffs, and he has picked his game as of late. But if it goes all wrong, Quick is gonna be there. But what about you?
Yeah, man, I got Rangers in five.
Okay. So for me, I've got the Rangers also, but I've got them in six. So I think like the Capitals might upset them because I don't really hate this Washington team. Like as insane as
Yeah,
this sounds, Charlie Lindgren he can steal a couple of games. You know, he's not bad at all. And the defense, like
half.
the with Spencer Carberry, they found a good system. They have Fehervari at defense, John Carlson, Malenstein. But also on the offense, I don't think it's even that bad. Like, you know, they got some good offensive pieces. Ryan Stroh, Max Pacioretty, of course, Ovi. And yeah, some I think some offensive depth, some guys that can be energetic, but still, like you said, like the New York Rangers are just too good, man. Like they have a good defensive system too, like even better than the Washington Capitals. They have Adam Fox, they have Ryan Lindgren, Jacob Trouba, Kendry Miller, and the offense has been amazing. Like they have a lot of good players on separated lines. Like Panarin's on the second line. That's like crazy to think because like he's like the fifth best point scorer in the league. So that's gonna make a huge difference. They also have
Yeah,
Troy who can shut down the Capitals star players, and Lafreniere has been really good this year on offense, just like Zuban and Jad, and always Kreider is always there. So yeah, the New York Rangers.
yeah. So yeah, who do you got on this next series here? The Carolina Hurricanes versus the New York Islanders. In my opinion, this is a very good matchup.
Yeah, I got the Carolina Hurricanes, and I'm not sure if it's going to be in five or in six, but I'm going to give the Islanders the benefit of doubt and put them in six games. Why do I think that's going to happen? Because I think the Hurricanes, like with Gansel, it changed the team. You know, Gansel is a clutch playoff performer, and I have a feeling he's going to clutch up and score goals when Carolina needs it. And I think Carolina is just amazing. Like, they've proved they can win in the playoffs in the first and second round. Their challenge is going to be the conference final. But yeah, I think their defense just amazing, man. Slavin is a great shutdown D.
Yeah,
Shea is great shutdown D, and also offensive. Brent Burns, Dmitry Orlov that they had in the offseason, and Brett Pesci. But also, I think the Islanders can steal a couple of games. You know, they have Sorokin, Varlamov tandem. They've been great. They have Noah Dobson, who's a Norris candidate. They have Matthew Barzal, who's also great. Great. So, and also have Grinders and Matt Martin, Kale Clutterbuck, all those guys. So maybe they can steal like two games, but Carolina is still
yeah,
going to win. And this is going to be such an important year for Carolina because they got so many pending free agents on defense and also against. But what about you?
yeah, and yeah, man, I gotta go with Carolina, and I'm gonna go. This might sound surprising, but I'm gonna go in seven. Carolina in seven. The
Mhm.
reason is because like I feel like the Islanders play a good system with Patrick Roy, and yeah, but I'm gonna go with Carolina in seven.
Okay. But just like because we have to select the games, what did you say for Florida, Tampa? How many games?
In six, then
Okay.
Boston in seven,
Okay.
and then
Yeah, I remember the games. Okay. Yeah. Thank
yeah.
you very much.
No, yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
So now, thank you for watching this video. Now, in the next video, we're gonna preview second round matchups.